I was dating a Nigerian man and I ran away with all the money that he had trusted me to keep, and now I am suffering. How are you, Brother Nashi? Please post my story as anonymous. My name, you can call me Notando, but I am a Ndebele woman. I came to South Africa from Bulawayo. Currently, I am living here in South Africa. I am 33 years old. And I grew up and I was raised in Rwanda. And then my parents, when they divorced, my dad then took me in and I started to stay with him, with my stepmother there in Bulawayo. I was someone that was an honest person, as well as I went to church and I worshipped God. But staying with my stepmother, it taught me a lot of stuff. My stepmother one day came clean to me because she liked me. Of all of my father's children, my stepmother liked me because I was named after my dad's mother. So my father would always return back to Rwanda just to see me. And this made my stepmom to be very jealous. She thought that eventually maybe my mom and my dad, they were going to come back together because of me. And then she took me into her house and she said that she wanted to stay with me so that we can be a family. My stepmother, she had 4 other kids, and this was the reason why my father's relatives, they did not like her, because they were like, she already has a lot of kids. How many are they? How many is she going to give to you? My dad, what he did not know was that he had been given a love potion by my stepmother. No one knew in the family. They just saw that my stepmother, she was defended at all the times by her husband, who was my dad, even if she was wrong. As I started staying with him, my stepmother, she would send me to do some weird stuff that I could not even understand. My stepmother, she will send me to go and steal some leaves from the flowers right next door. I would go there and I will pretend when I would be playing with the kids next door, then I will take some of the leaves or the small branches from the flowers and put them in my pocket. Then I would go and give them to my stepmom. I did not know why she wanted me to do all of those things, but I just did it because I liked her. She gave me money. Later on, my stepmother then told me that the woman right next door, she was someone that prayed, and whenever she prayed, God will answer to him. So I was surprised because growing up in a Pentecostal church, I thought that people that go to the Roman Catholic Church, their prayers, they don't reach heaven because they worship in a different way. And she said that whenever she prays, God listens to your prayers because she lives a sinless life. I did not understand why my stepmother was so much interested in understanding how was it possible that this woman, whenever she prayed, God answered her. Later on, she revealed it to me that the woman next door, she had an angel that would block my stepmother whenever she would try to enter into the yard at night. And it became clear to me that my stepmother, she was a witch. As time went on, she would send me to go with her other daughter to dig up for different herbs in the bushes. And she would mix those herbs, and I would even go and sprinkle the ashes after she would have mixed and burnt the herbs in other people's homes, whom she said that they were disturbing her and other witches from flying at night. So by the age of 16, I was already dating married men because my stepmother, she would give me the charms that made married men want to fall in love with me. It was not what I wanted, but it was what my stepmother made me to do. She would insert some charms into my private part that would make any man that would enter into my private part go wild and crazy about me. As time went on, Brother Nashim, that was when I noticed that even my friends, they were all leaving for South Africa. So I tried to look for a job, but I could not find one. And I had some friends and relatives on my mother's side who was already staying in South Africa, and they were the ones that helped me to look for a job. I eventually found a job, and I came to SA, and I started to work for this other man who was selling various car parts. So the job, it required someone who really knew what they were doing. So I was trained, and I started to work, and I had a good salary that I was earning. So there were a lot of people that were coming to buy these car parts, because at the shop where I was working, we were selling car parts of cars that were really expensive. Some of them we would even order them from Italy, even from the UK and Germany, if they were those German made. So these were like your special SUVs, those ones that when they put them on the market, it's only a few people that can buy the type of an SUV. So a lot of people that would come there, they were rich people, your Congolese, South Africans, as well as Nigerians. So we would talk. Eventually, I met a guy who was 37 years old. Me and that Nigerian guy, we started to date. He had a great job, and he was getting paid a lot of money. He told me that he wanted me to become his girlfriend. And later on, he said that he wanted to marry me the following year. Because of this, he started to trust me to keep some of his money. I do not blame him. Like I told you, that there were other things that were happening to him. Whenever he would be sleeping with me, there will be sort of like a snake, or it is like a marine spirit that would come, and that marine spirit would enter into my private part as I will be busy sleeping with him. So this marine spirit, it would enter into my private part, and as he is sleeping with me, his manhood will be entering the mouth of the marine spirit, and this would make him to have so much pleasure. He got addicted to me because of the marine spirit, and he started to give me his money. He ended up giving me even his own bank card, and he told me that he wanted me to keep the money, and he wanted to raise money. You know, Nigerians and money, they would never be that stupid to give you money, but because of the marine spirits, that is what confused this guy. So I introduced him to my family. I introduced him specifically first to my stepmother. I traveled with him from South Africa, and I went with him to my stepmother in Blawayo in Zim. I told my stepmother that I did not want, and I did not wish for her to give him any love potions, because he was okay. He was madly in love with me. The next morning, my boyfriend, he told me the dreams that he had the previous night, because we were not sleeping in the same room. He was sleeping in another room, and I was sleeping with my half-sisters. When he woke up, that was when he told me that he had a very weird dream, and in this dream that he was not so sure about telling me. I told him that it was okay. I was not going to judge him for the dream that he had, because whatever that was happening in the dream, it was not his fault. He said, honey, yesterday I had a dream, and I was sleeping with your mother. By this, he meant my stepmother. I was angry at my stepmom, because my stepmother had once told me that she had this charm that she could use to sleep with any man that she wanted in his dream. My stepmother apologized and said that it was the spirit that possesses her that had taken her at night and had made her to go and sleep. I had once heard her own daughter complaining that her mother had been sleeping with her boyfriend, and thereby making her boyfriend not want, and he did not want to sleep with her anymore, because in his dreams he was satisfied with the woman that he was sleeping with. So me and my stepmother, we were angry at each other. But I liked her, she liked me. And she has been using me because she already bewitched me. I do not want to lie to you because I am looking for help. I am afraid that this Nigerian guy, if he continues to use his Nigerian magic on my stepmother, she will start to run mad. And who knows, maybe I am also going to start running mad. My mother, my stepmother, she does not want to let go. She is involved in this spiritual warfare, and she and her friends, they believe that they are going to defeat my ex-Nigerian boyfriend. So when we traveled to Zim, my stepmother then told me that I was supposed to steal the money that my Nigerian boyfriend was going to use to marry me. My stepmother said, I don't want your mother to eat this money. Let us eat this money alone. You know, marriage is hard. These Nigerians, they will end up beating you. They are going to make you pregnant, and then you would run away with a child after you would have given birth. Let us just eat his money, and then you run away. He kept on trusting me to keep his bank card. I even had his banking app in my phone, including the SIM card that he had used to register the bank account. I withdrew some of the money. When I fled the first time around from South Africa, I had a lot of money that I had when I was returning back home. Since it was a lot of money, I went to the shops and I bought your 10 kgs of rice, including sugar. And when I returned back to my room, I then opened up the bags of rice, including the sugar and the mealie meal. And then I put the money inside the rice and the mealie meal. And then I closed everything up and I went to the buses. They did not even know that inside there was money. I bought a ticket and I paid for my luggage. I was nervous until the time when we got onto the bus and we left Joburg behind. After I had stolen this money and returned back to my country, I honestly never thought that I was ever going to return back to South Africa. There was a time when I even said, goodbye, South Africa, goodbye. Goodbye, South Africa. I am no longer returning back to you. Goodbye forever. We crossed the border. I returned back to Bulawayo. I'm doing all of these things. My mother, my father does not even know. Only my stepmom and her daughters. I finally landed in Bulawayo with all the money. We then organized and we started a spaza shop, me and my stepmother. And I also went to Botswana to order some blankets and to order some kids stuff for winter. We sold everything. The profit that we were making, it was okay. My stepmother was even talking about buying a car so that we can put it on InDrive. One day, that was when we started to wake up and we were making a lot of losses. By then, I had already blocked my Nigerian boyfriend. He would use different numbers threatening me until he told me that if it ever happens that he set his foot again in his country in Nigeria, I was going to suffer. It went on for about 3 weeks. In my room, when I would be fast asleep, I would feel as if there was someone that would come and sit on top of me. And it will happen when I was fast asleep and I would be unable to wake up or to do anything. We made a huge loss. We were robbed. The money that we had in the spaza shop, we were robbed by thieves. They were never found. The girls that were working for me, some of them were Shona speaking. They ran away with the money after they had been selling at my flea market that I had opened up, where I was selling the blankets and the baby wear. They all ran away with the money. I tried to buy a car. I ended up buying a stolen vehicle, Brother Nashi. Have you ever heard about it? In Bulawayo, buying a stolen vehicle. It was not even a South African made. It was an ex-Japanese car. It was an old car. After I had purchased that car from this other guy, who told me that he just wanted to return back to his village. He did not have any money. He had been staying with his wife in Blawayo, but he was a Shona speaking guy. Then we gave him the money, we signed the affidavit, and then he went on his way. One day, when my half-brother, who is my stepmother's son, he was driving, doing in-drive. He was then stopped by the police, and then they arrested him. He is in prison as I'm talking to you. I ran back to South Africa because of this stolen vehicle, because as the owner, they wanted me to give them a statement. I said, I'm not going to the police. I just ran to the buses, got onto the bus. The bus took me back to Joburg, where I am right now. Where I am staying, I can't tell you. Right now, I am working as a domestic worker, but my legs, they can get swollen for no reason at all. This man, the Nigerian guy, he says that he wants his money. He does not want anything else. Where am I going to find all the money that I stole as a domestic worker? Right now, I am only getting paid 5,000, sometimes 5,800 by the family that employed me. When am I going to raise money that is close to 300K that I stole from this Nigerian man? I need someone that can assist me, including advice, because my stepmother, she went with me to a sangoma, her own sangoma, because I returned to Zim without even a passport, because I am afraid that even at the border, they might be looking at me. So I was smuggled back into Zim by Malaicha, and I was smuggled back to South Africa. And I am afraid that at the border, since they are doing fingerprint, my name is going to come out and they will see that I once purchased a stolen vehicle. Right now, I am asking for advice. We went to this Sangoma. The Sangoma is saying that I am supposed to choose between my real biological mother, who is in Uganda. She is just suffering. But in order for this Nigerian man not to continue bewitching me with his charms, I am supposed to use the spirit of my mother or the spirit of my own biological sister. I am afraid to do this. My stepmother, she has convinced me that this is the only way that we can defeat my ex-Nigerian boyfriend. I feel as if it is unfair what she is trying to force me to do, because we ate this money with her children. My mother never benefited a single cent. My father never benefited, including my own blood sisters and brothers. Yet now she is saying that let us sacrifice your mother. The Sangoma said that he knows how to create tokoloshis, but he needs the spirit of a person whom we are going to change, and he can become a tokoloshi. And I am afraid and I am unwilling to do something like that. I need your advice. I don't know how you are going to assist me, brother. I'll be following you in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to us by one of our dear sister. Let us speak with our dear sister in the comment section. So you're going to do whatever that your stepmother is telling you to do. She is going to end up sacrificing you as well. You need to return back home, hand yourself over to the police. You bought a stolen vehicle, you did not know about it. Since you say that you have an affidavit, it can be easy. You can go to the police, because if you continue hiding and you're saying that you don't even have a passport on you, it's going to be very difficult for you. You can even lose your job where you are working. Let us speak with our dear sister in the comment section. I'll be back with another episode.